My friend and I once decided in our heads that we wanted to become skaters. It was all the rage back then. So we were like, what's worse? Anyway, my friend went to scare his parents so they'd buy him a skateboard, and I went to scare mine. But when my dad and I went to the store, and he saw how much this damn board cost, all I heard from my dad was, "How much? Are you nuts? What the hell kind of skateboard are you talking about? Go dig some sand in the sandbox instead." It was fucking annoying. Kent also got something like the same, and we decided that we'd make them ourselves. We didn't have hands growing out of our asses. Probably. In short, we wandered around some trash cans and construction sites, collected all sorts of bolts, bearings, nails, and literally built something that looked like a skateboard out of shit and sticks. But what kind of similar? It was just a square board with 4 bearings attached to the bottom. Well, since it was hard to ride on it on a flat road, only if someone pushed you in the ass, we decided to go and ride this kind of skateboard down a hill. In short, we dragged our guts there. I sat down on the board, and Kent pushed me a little. And now I'm finally flying down the hill on this kind of skateboard, and the breeze pleasantly blows on my satisfied mug. But as soon as I got going, I felt that something was wrong, and the board under me started shaking really hard, and I looked at one bearing to the side. Oops, and it flew away. Holy shit! The board hit the asphalt at an angle, and a second later I was sliding down the hill on this asphalt as if I was sliding my bare ass on sandpaper. And my mug, and my back, and my knees. But all this was nothing, because the worst thing was that I tore my pants on the asphalt. And usually at home they didn't pat me on the head for that. In short, that was the end of our fun. Well, then I, with a torn ass and a broken skateboard, limped and leaning on my friend, scratched myself home. Mom almost fainted from what she saw, and Dad asked, "What's wrong with you?" Well, I give it to him. So, you didn't buy me a skateboard, so I decided to make one myself. And I show him this board. At that moment, I thought that my parents would beat me up right there, especially for my torn pants. But it turned out that they wouldn't. Dad just said, "Go to your room." And while I was sitting there licking my wounds, he went to the store and bought me a normal skateboard. At that moment, I almost gave birth to a hedgehog from joy. But my joy didn't last long, because the very next day, when I was skating on it in another area and left it unattended for a minute, someone stole it from me. Of course, my friend and I wandered around until the night and tried to find out who did it, but it was useless. Well, at home, when I told them that it was stolen from me, I learned from my dad and mom that it turns out that there is no brain in my head at all. And I never wanted a skateboard again.